Today I will show you how to make your pictures really stand out. I will show you 3 simple steps that are absolute foundation to make your photos better. And it took me a while to learn them, and I show you this right away. So this is the photo that I'm going to work on, and as a reference I will show you how the auto settings will look like. So I'm just applying auto settings. It improved the photo, but it's still not what it can be. And those 3 steps are around contrast. So I will show you 3 ways to improve your contrast of your photo and bring your photo to the absolute next level. So the first thing before we move is you need to select the subject of your photo. And by this I mean you need to decide which part of the image viewer is supposed to look at. And in this case it will be this cliff over here and the person standing just next to the cliff. And what is the background of your photo? And in this case, the whole lake, those cliffs in the background, this sunset are the background of the photo. So the first way of improving contrast is use brightness contrast. And to do this, I will turn into black and white because that's the best way to work on your brightness contrast. And as you see, so far the image is pretty much flat. So I'm increasing a little exposure. I'm touching the contrast slider. It's not good to touch it at this point. Usually I'm touching the brightness contrast as the last touch. Here I'm looking for the spots of the image that I want them to be brighter. So that will be over here and over here. So let me select sky. It looks like I need to correct it a little, just like this. Okay, it's fine. Now the other thing is I want to select this lake over here. Okay, now I have selected sky and lake, and what I wanted to do is that I will increase the whites so the brightest part of the image will have much bigger difference comparing to the darker side. That will be this island over here. Okay, I'm doing similar thing for the sky. I'm just trying not to overexpose the sky. All right. And now let's invert the selection. Need to remove sky from this one. Okay, and for this, we are going to make them a little darker. So it basically creates even bigger difference between lake, sky, and those rocks. The only thing I wanted to avoid is that they will turn absolute black, so I'm just adding a slight correction on the curve. Okay, so now I've finished the correction of the brightness. As you see, this is before correction and after correction. This is a huge difference in terms of contrast, overall contrast of the picture. Okay. So next thing is a focus contrast. So it means that there are going to be certain areas of the picture that will have sharper, more texture, and will be perceived as an area of focus. And there are areas that will be more hazy, out of focus, less texture, and that will be perceived as a background of the picture. So in that case, we'll just want to leave that space in focus. So I'm going to create the mask for this, right, like this, and I can increase texture, increase clarity. Those are elements that helps to improve the overall focus of the image. There are other tools like blurring, but we're not touching them at this point. And for the other things, I wanted to do the opposite. So lowering some clarity for the background. You can do the same for the lake. Sometimes you can also play with the hazing. And I think that's worked very nice for this case as well. And the last thing is sky. Like this. So as you see, now we have a difference also in the texture and focus of the picture. So we immediately draw attention to the person here. And the last way of improving contrast is the color contrast. So to do this, we want to draw attention between different elements of the picture in terms of colors that they have. So in this picture, we have a yellow-orange sky, yellow-orange elements, bright elements here, and the person also is bright orange. So that will be our reference color. And to create a contrast, we need to find a color that is on the opposite side of the color wheel. So that will be blue, navy kind of color. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that those elements that are this orange yellow, I will try to make them a little more bright. The same with elements here. So I'm just changing the color temperature of these areas. And for the lake, I will do the opposite thing. In that case, I will make it in this color. As you see, they are a little bright, so I can also play a little with like that. Okay, and the last thing is what to do with those elements over here. And for this, since previously I selected all the mask that was also contained this one, I need to create another mask, probably that will be this way, just to and it's fine to have slight imperfections here because we are just changing the color temperature, so it should be fine, and we can correct them afterwards. Okay, so now you see, I will show you the difference. This is our initial photo, this is after auto corrections, and this is the final one. So as you see, we are increasing contrast in 3 different ways by working on the brightness, on the focus, and the color of the picture. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This is another video that can be interesting for you. Cheers.